Welcome back. We are now getting some breaking news on the broadcast. The Chandigarh Police has filed an FIR against Haryana DGP Shatrujit Singh Kapoor and Rohtak SP Narendra Bijarnia after IS officer Amneet Puran Kumar alleged abetment to suicide and caste-based harassment of her husband, IPS officer Y. Puran Kumar, who was found dead at his residence on October 7th. So this is what we are learning. There is an FIR that has been filed against both the Haryana DGP and the Rohtak SP. This is in the case of the IPS officer suicide case. The IAS officer in this case has filed this complaint, and the Chandigarh Police have now registered this FIR. DGP Shatrujit Singh Kapoor, also SP Narendra Bijarnia have been booked on these charges. The charges include abetment to suicide, caste-based harassment, and this is an FIR that's been registered under the BNS sections 108 and 35 and the SC/ST Act section 31. The IS officer Amneet Puran Kumar has alleged harassment of her husband, and IPS officer, remember, Y. Puran Kumar was found dead in Chandigarh. This happened on the 7th of October. Ever since these conjectures, the conversation has been very rife on this story, particularly on the issue of alleged caste-based harassment that has been alleged by the wife in this case. A tragic suicide of the Haryana IPS officer that has been the subject of much conversation. Arunima, now an FIR against not just the Haryana DGP but also the Rohtak SP.
People have been named in this FIR. Former DGP Manoj Yadav has been named, former Chief Secretary, current Chief Secretary, various other ACS rank officers. A total of 15 officers I can see here have been named for various charges here. But I went through the FIR. The crux of it is a suicide note. What the wife of the deceased alleges is that when she came back from Japan, where she was on an official tour, she found a copy of the suicide note in the laptop bag of the deceased, and she has enclosed that suicide note as part of a police complaint, which has now been quoted in the FIR. What he goes on to allege is that he was systematically being harassed. He wanted to go home and take leave, which was denied to him, and because of this leave denial, he could not see his father, who was on the deathbed, and he subsequently passed away. Then there's another instance which is quoted that at a temple visit, during a temple visit, and because he came from the scheduled caste community, this is becoming that much more serious. He says, during a temple visit too, I was humiliated in public by the officers who have been named. I tried to take it up with senior officers, including DGP, Chief Secretary, but they continue to be part of that conspiracy. And then he goes on to say, and this is what the wife of the deceased also says in the complaint, that one of the close staff members of the former ADG, he was falsely named in an FIR because allegedly the current DG and the SP of Rohtak wanted to tarnish the image of the late ADG and frame him in a case of corruption. So these are serious charges that have been made against the entire top brass of both the administrative service and police service in Haryana, and probe is on.
Right. We also have Anshul. Do stay on with us, Arunima. Anshul, what happens next? Because these are grave allegations, and the sections under which both the DG and the Rohtak SP have been booked are serious sections. What really are they really saying in this in their defense now that this FIR has been registered by the Chandigarh Police?
Well, no official statement has come in from any of the accused, if we can call them that, in this entire matter. In fact, in the FIR that has been registered, no official statement has come in at this point in time. But yes, the manner in which this FIR has been registered, definitely there are several questions that are being raised. The future course of action that could be seen at this point in time is that since the FIR has been registered, it is likely that the investigating officer will try to take the statements of the DGP and other high-ranking officers as well. But we have seen in previous cases of suicide as well that proving abetment to suicide is a very, very uphill task, and it gets very difficult for any investigating agencies, particularly the police, to prove abetment or to prove any sort of motivation that might have been given from the people who have been named in the FIR to the victim to go ahead and take this decision of killing himself. But the latest that has happened in this entire fiasco is that the National Commission of Scheduled Caste has gone ahead and taken suo motu cognizance of this entire incident, and they have written to the DGP as well, asking for a very quick inquiry to be done in this entire matter, so that whoever is responsible for abetting the suicide of the ADG of Haryana Police, they can be brought to the books. But as our experience says, that proving any sort of abetment in a suicide case is definitely a very, very uphill task, and generally in such cases people can walk away free. It remains to be seen what will eventually happen in this entire case, since there are high-ranking officials that have been mentioned in that FIR. It is likely that a detailed inquiry will happen into this entire matter, but how much of this inquiry will bear a fruit, that is something that remains to be seen.
Right, Anshul and Arunima, thank you so much for all of those details.